you are killing and you know the avenues of what you are about to eat. The difference in that within the grocery stores, you don't know where, or you can do the research on it. They have done, I seen one time they done an undercover filming of a particular grocery store food chain, what you would call slaughterhouse of animals that there was being able to produce into the grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of flaws in that. They have the Food and Drug Administration. They got us to be able to watch what we eat and have the questions of what we eat. So I'm asking to the community, before you go purchase something, do the research on it. I mean, I would take it as far as learn all you can of what you are intaking into your vessel.
Yes, because the onset of psychiatric and psychological symptoms and disorders is so prevalent among obesity in youth that it affects the self-esteem so much it becomes a detrimental psychosocial domain. And the overall quality of life in turn is depressing. And you add that to a pandemic and it's an overdrive. So we are not just speaking, on a shallow level. This is not something that you can take lightly. This is something that brings much attention. Your antennas need to be on full force for your children and your youth, because the youth is our future. And we have to help them to understand that this is a serious matter. This is a very serious matter.
Yes, and they can see if you are depressed. They might not show it, but later before, kids are very intelligent nowadays, and they have the ability to internally try to understand the energy that is being put out from their parents or from people that's around them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all sad and it's not all beautiful for them to get that knowledge. I mean, I feel great that my daughter now has or gaining the knowledge of finance. She's gaining the knowledge of food. She's gaining the knowledge of exercising her body and things of that nature. And I advocate that to the people. Talk with your kids, teenagers, toddlers, an infant, everybody. Talk to them and spread the word about knowledge that you have that you feel that can help them as they rise up into the generation that is our future.
And like they are hyper aware about Christmas and what might be up under the Christmas tree, make them also hyper aware about the psychological effects of youth obesity.
Yes. I mean, this is what Transitional Changes mission is about. Bridging the gap of communication.
That's right.
Talk with your kids, explain to them, like we were saying, as examples of many things, of ways that you could communicate knowledge of a change that we are all in. We're all in this together. And obesity is connected with depression. And a lot of people goes into depression. They eat a lot, hurting themselves without recognition that they are doing that, because depression is a very silent killer, along with stress.
Mm-hmm.
So if a neighbor or if you have a family member you see these depression avenues happening with them, grab them, because if they have kids, it's trickling down to the youth.
Right.
It's no need for a young person to be in depression with them just becoming into life.
So surround them with positive social interactions. We understand that in addition to making many social comparisons with their peers, it would be even better if they knew the psychological well-being of their parent, which would also help in their psychological well-being, and they won't be so sensitive to how they measure up against the next person.
Yes, my people. And so with that said, meditate about this, hit rewind, hit the share button, pop some more popcorn and stay tuned, because we got a good topic that we got coming up on our next show. And we like to go into that a little bit to show you what we're finna get into. It is a current event. Like Transitional Changes Mission is always on. And we thank you and can't thank you enough. We appreciate that. But don't go nowhere.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to Transitional Changes Mission podcast show. This is your host, Queen Summers.
And your host, King Summers.
If you are listening right now and you are liking the show, the topic, please share us with your friends, your family, the youth in your life. And we greatly appreciate you listening to our show this evening.
Yes.
We can be reached at transitionalchangesmission.podbeam.com, or you can visit us at our website, transitionalchangesmission.wordpress.com. If you specifically like to point out a few keynotes of the show or previous shows, or to talk to us directly, you can message us at tcmissionspeaks@gmail.com. All in all, obesity may result in a number of psychological issues during the teenage years. Therefore, taking steps to remedy the issue through changes in nutrition and physical activity, and also through communication, can have important physical and psychological benefits. If you think your child is suffering because of a weight-related issue in life, contacting your child's pediatrician is a natural first step to getting your child the help they may need.
Yes.
Also, reach out to your social circles and see if you can find solutions through that avenue. If not, you can always visit our blog at transitionalchangesmission.wordpress.com. There we have different numbers that you can call. They are all available 24 hours a day for binge eating disorder, anorexia, bulimia. We all have these numbers available at our fingertips now. So again, that information is available at transitionalchangesmission.wordpress.com. Scroll down, click on the blog.
Yes, my people. And don't forget, put that exercise in. That's one of the solutions I feel that is a great avenue to try with your youth or with yourself. I really do. I mean, exercise is a great form to work it off. And there are different apps that you can go to your iPhone on your phone and download those apps and get that internal inspiration to do exercise with your kid. But we appreciate y'all tuning in to that great topic. And like my queen wife said, you can always reach us at tcmissionspeaks@gmail.com. Now we got a current event that touches my heart, touches the soul of the globe. And that is a series of No Justice, No Peace that we are adding on called Racism and Income Gap.
That's right. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized, is racism. The income gap.
Well, where we are at, where transitional changes started at, we don't touch on it with the states, which is the United States of America.
Okay, because the income gap among countries, now, it is calculated through the gender pay gap. But you can also look at the income gap in the 7 charts that are showing a glaring of the simple truth, the economic inequality by gender.
Yes, and that is one of the things that we are going to discuss within this episode, which both of them are kind of tricky because they are connected, very well connected.
Right.
And for the African American group that is here in the United States, has been feeling an income gap or racism that is spread across the globe. And Transitional Changes started out with a show called No Justice, No Peace. That was a show catering to the racism attitudes or the environments that is involving people worldwide.
Right.
But a lot of things have triggered that has spreaded a movement that is worldwide. We send our condolences to George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, all the African Americans, queens and kings that has been shot down.
Sandra Bland.
Breonna Taylor, say her name. The list can keep going on. We pray that it is a light at the end of the tunnel on this racism. And so Transition Changes mission want to have an episode discussing it among me and Queen Wife.
Yes.
And we pray that what we are going to discuss can help people expand their mind on racism, help the understanding of why there is a income gap among a particular race. We'd like for any international countries or cities that has ability to write to TC Mission Speaks at gmail.com, write a message to us about what is going on inside your culture or the minority that is holding a income gap against that culture.
Right, right. The gender pay gap comes up often in political debates, policy reports, and everyday news. But what is it?